Guys, what's up? So I thought tonight would be interesting if I actually never heard of this surprisingly, but there's like a criminal insane asylum and it's in Kingston, Ontario, which is like 45 minutes away from me, and it is apparently haunted. So I was going to read you the story about it, and then there's an actual video to show you there's like photos and stuff, and show you what it looks like on the inside. So that's pretty cool. That was awesome. Hey, Estella. Hey, Calimentarily. So I thought this would be pretty cool. I love stuff like this. I think it's abandoned. I'm not too sure though, but I want to go. I'm pretty sure it's abandoned. I would love to go there. Now that I know where it is. I have like no my luck. I'll be like, yeah, I'd love to go there. I get in there and I'm like, hell no. See you later. I'd probably last 5 seconds. Hey, SD. I love paranormal investigations too. I really do. It's like, I don't know. I've dealt with ghosts my whole life since as far as I can remember. And I've been around them for so long. So when am I going? I don't know. Can you come with me, Alberta? You're in Canada. Come with me. Hey, Patricia. Someone has to go with me. Hey, Cindy. Yeah, I definitely can't go by myself. No way. I was going to go to the mansion that we have here in town. It's beautiful. I mean, there's cathedral ceilings. It's gorgeous. But some jerk decided to, well, probably a couple jerks decided that they were going to trash the place. And when I say trash, there's nothing left. I think I told you guys this before. Maybe not you guys in general, but I did tell this on my channel before. It's gorgeous. They had all the crown molding and everything, and they just trashed the place. I did end up taking 3 spindles though and turned them into candle holders. Hey, Deb. I don't recommend visiting haunted asylums alone, especially if you're yeah, that's kind of why I'm like, huh? Oh no, is she really? I'm sorry. I hope she gets better. I love that dog and the bird. Me and my wife used to paranormal nights when we were dating. Now we've got kids. It's more of a watching than that doing. Yeah, I hear you. My son's only 11, so I don't feel comfortable taking him like with me to something that I know is supposed to be haunted. Now the mansion, he went with me actually, and like nothing happened though. I don't know if it's haunted or not, to be honest. It's pretty old, so I would imagine something was on there. But I was with him and his nanny and his father, and then his aunt. So there was quite a few of us, so I wasn't scared. It was huge. I got lost. It was beautiful. You've never gone to a truly haunted place? You can come over if you want. She's vomiting and has the runs. Okay, when I got my kitten years and years ago, his name was Mo. When I got him, I was told to boil rice and hamburger, mix it together, and wait till it cools down, and give it to your dog, and that's supposed to really help. Pumpkin and sweet potatoes, really? My wife's sensitive, so she's concerned about bringing bad energy. Yeah, me too. Yeah, and try the hamburger and rice. Yeah, try that one. You don't have to give her a whole bunch. Maybe like a fistful. If that like a small fistful, a palmful, I'll say. But that's what I did, and it actually worked. All right, I'm gonna get into reading this. Hey, Kira, you heard that too. I'm on my computer, so I hope this holds up. Oh my God, she had liquid. Yeah, I was when you guys told me that there was those sounds, Patricia. I went back and listened, and I don't know what the hell that is, but it didn't come from my house. It had nothing to do with me. I didn't hear time, so that was weird. Very weird. I connected with Rebecca at St. Albans and former patient. Oh no, she lost her baby. I have never felt such heart-wrenching grief. Oh my God, that would be horrible. Yeah, she would be very dehydrated. Did you guys watch my video today? I did it on my laptop, and apparently, from what I hear, it's a lot better. It's not. I can't believe the videos I've been making. They're horrible. I feel really bad, so I'm going to continue to do them on my laptop. She is drinking lots. Oh, good. All right, I'm going to get into this. I'm interested. Very interested in this. All right, so this is called the Rockwood Asylum for the Criminally Insane, and this is in Kingston, Ontario. Wow. I don't know if this is an older picture or not, but it looks like it's in working order here. I don't know if it's abandoned or not. Wow. So somebody did this. It's called Freaktography, and they have a video, and it's on YouTube. So we're going to watch that next. Oh, I hope it works. Oh my God, they have a calendar. Well, check your calendars by Freaktography. $17 to $24. That's actually not bad. I think I want that for 2023. During the mid-1800s, before the construction of the Rockwood Asylum for the criminally insane, Kingston Penitentiary was overrun with mentally ill and criminally insane inmates. Oh, is that? I've actually seen the penitentiary. It's scary as hell. That's where Paul Bernardo is. To solve this problem, the Rockwood Criminal Lunatic Asylum was built on the shores of Lake Ontario, close to the penitentiary, and built by the prisoners themselves. Wow, I did not know that. Construction began in 1859, and although it was not completed until 1870, men began to occupy portions of the building as early as 1862. Female prisoners were admitted during this time period and lived in old horse stables that remained from when the property was a private villa. In 1868, the female inmates were also moved inside. Once completed, the asylum housed 300 patients. This was the criteria an inmate had to meet to be transferred to Rockwood Criminal Lunatic Asylum. Wow, yeah, I want to see what the requirements are. They've listed 4. Okay, so number 1, convicts in the penitentiary becoming insane while under sentence there. Number 2, certain classes of lunatics committed to jail as lunatics dangerous to be at large. And number 3, persons charged with some offense of which they had been acquitted on the ground that they were insane at the time such offense was committed. Number 4, persons indicated for any offense and upon arraignment therefore or thereof found by a jury especially impaneled for the purpose to be insane. Patients wore distinctive canvas uniforms bearing the word lunatic. Seriously? Wow. The medical goal in the mid 1800s was not to cure criminal lunatics, but rather to calm them. I did not know that either. Chlorohydrate and alcohol were used to pacify patients, and they were also often bled. What the hell? Dr. Litchfield, the only physician at Rockwood at the time, had a simple treatment plan that relied heavily upon a pretty free use of alcohol by day and sedative by night. Treatment also involved restraints, blistering, leeching, enemas, and bloodletting. Holy crap. These are just pictures of apparently machine washable area rugs that have nothing to do with this. I'm just checking comments. You sent me a pic. Oh, all right. It has been reported that during this period, physicians may have performed some of the first neurosurgical procedures, lobotomies, on patients at Rockwood, using trephines to drill into patients' skulls. Wow, this is barbaric. Why the bloodletting? Does anyone know? Like, and blistering. I've heard of leeching, enemas, and restraints, but blistering and bloodletting, that bothers me. Criminal lunatics were not the sole inhabitants of the asylum. The staff lived on site, and unsound Kingston residents were also admitted. This population included patients up and down the spectrum of mental health disorders, as we know them today, as well as lepers and promiscuous women. I remember about the promiscuous women. Oh, and if you were a lesbian, oh my word. This location has been following me like a black cloud over the last few years of exploring. Its distance from where I live, on top of the fact that there is little else to explore out that way, and the risks associated with it, have deterred me from making the drive out there. I have known a handful of people who have managed to get in, but they've all reported back to me that the extreme difficulties they were met with, as well as the consequences of being caught. The likelihood of being caught here is high. Over the past couple of years, I've also checked in frequently with locals I know or other explorers who have been in the area, all reporting back that this place is a no go, sealed tight and well watched. Oh, okay. Well, I guess we won't be going there, Alberta. I have known a handful of people who have managed to get in, but they oh, I just read that. This is a challenge I was willing to tackle, but I needed more reason to make the trip. That's where my friend D Dog came in. I had seen some shots he posted from an abandoned prison not far from here, and he confirmed that access would be easy and that he will see what he can do about scouting this place. The abandoned asylum was for criminally insane. Okay, so it is abandoned. It was looking like a road trip was in my future. So Rhythm Rider, Carlo, and I made a plan to head up on a Friday night and spend the weekend inside these two abandoned places. With the jail, a sure thing. We had a good backup, but on Friday night, our sights were set on the asylum. I'm just going to read the rest of this and then we'll watch this. My friend Germix has an excellent write up in history from this facility. I'll borrow a few lines from his research, some also taken from the Asylum Project's website. The facility was built entirely by prisoners of another prison in the area in the mid 1800s to house prisoners who were deemed mentally ill and criminally insane. Research shows that inmates were forced to wear uniforms with a patch labeling them as a lunatic. Further research states that there are many questionable methods used to treat patients, from chlorohydrate and alcohol restraints, enemas, as well as lobotomies, all standard practice at the time. By 1959, patients were transferred to new buildings constructed on the same property, and the former asylum changed names and was labeled as a residence for people with disabilities. The facility closed in 2000, and the historic building has sat empty ever since. Past photos from friends as well as Google Maps shows a simple fence surrounding the perimeter of the building, but a friend of mine in eastern United States advised me that they replaced that fence with a much higher, flimsier, and more slippery one. Great. We arrived in town late and scoured the property, noting the security patrol and awaiting the hourly drive-by. We made our way into the old asylum, knowing that every minute inside is precious and our time inside may be abruptly ended at any moment. Yeah, I don't feel like getting arrested, so I ain't going there. We navigated the dark and quiet hallway, searching for a place to call home base for the night. Finally, settling in a large gymnasium, painted purple in an apparent attempt to as using the color to calm the inmates. Oh, here's one picture. Deep in the tunnels of an abandoned asylum for the criminally insane. There's the tunnels. We tried to practice light discipline, but four guys at night with flashlights, it is very hard to avoid shining lights at the windows. We eventually decided to head for the tunnels and explore underground where we didn't need to worry about light. Here's more pictures of it. That's actually creepy. Oh, there's another one. It's very clean. So they do have it. They definitely are. There's security guards there. Absolutely. The greatest thing about exploring a place like this is the unknown. Looking into rooms in the basement, rooms that look like cells, some with holes in the floor that were no doubt used to chain and restrain the inmates. Your imagination can run wild wondering what went on down here over 100 years ago when mental health was treated much differently than it is today. Sometime around 2 or 3 a.m., we decided to head up and try to get some sleep. Rhythm Rider and I brought our hammocks and set up in the kitchen. D Dog and Carlo would have to sleep on the hard floor in the gymnasium. That was smart, freaking hammocks, eh? Sometime around 2 or 3. Oh, I just read that. Our sleep was constantly interrupted by the hourly security patrol who would shine his flashlight on the building as he drove around, filling the dark rooms with a quick burst of unwanted light. My anxiety and excitement also kept me from sleeping, and I don't joke when I say I was also awoken by sounds of footsteps that seemed to come from down the hallway, stopping at the door in our room. I don't believe in paranormal activity, but there's no explanation. We all also reported hearing strange sounds all night, such as doors closing and footsteps. We awoke early with the rising sun, shook off the cobwebs, and geared up for our explore and photographic video documentation of this old asylum. Getting rid of bad blood was crazy medical practice. They thought people would get better if the bad blood was gone. That's insane. With the bad blood out, yeah. Bloodletting was for infections to bleed it out. Oh. It's believed to have health benefits of body and spirit. Blood was thought to contain poisons that made some people insane. Wow. Seriously, reading too much was enough to get you institutionalized? Yeah, I would have been. I think a lot of us would have been screwed. Yes, I do totally agree with that, Callum. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree. Both of you. Exactly. Yeah. They would do experiments on the so called insane as they couldn't fight back as much. Yeah. It is little to no one. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Heavenly Cow. I hope you're doing well. I'm so happy things have changed compared to how they used to be. Mental health hospitals are depressing, scary enough with the added stress of being experimented on. I know. I couldn't. I don't know. Wow. I could imagine being someone back in the day. No. Mm-mm. So this must be the gymnasium. It looks like. Yeah. Oh, we got some graffiti and wall and paint chipping, but that's about it. We tried to stay tight, or at least on the same floor, so we could be close to the event of any issues. All seemed to be going well at first. It's 8:15 a.m. when I sent this text to Rhythm Rider. Security out front, opening doors and yelling inside. Seems she must have spotted a door that one of the guys opened the night before and it didn't close all the way. That, or she spotted us walking by a window, which is highly unlikely. The only way she could have known there was someone inside is that she was either checking doors or she spotted one open on patrol. Either way, she was onto us and we had to all be aligned on what to do next. For 30 minutes, we all stayed close, checking windows, trying to spot the security guard who was frantically running from door to door, yelling into her phone or radio. She was on a mission and determined to find us and get us out. Rhythm Rider and I head to the other side to see if we can spot her. 8:46 a.m. A text from Carlo. She's inside. Holy fuck. Here's a photo of the staircase. I'm not sure. It just says spiral staircase and abandoned asylum for the currently insane. It's freaked me out. We all regroup, and Rhythm Rider and I tell the others no need to panic. We convince the others that the best plan here is to all stay put in one room and let it die down. Wait until we see her drive by and give up. We didn't know where she was, but we knew she was somewhere, and eventually she would have to return to her car and drive by. We came too far and went through too much to just walk away. That's when we heard her. The unmistakable sound of hard and determined footsteps and the sound of a walkie talkie radio. This was new to us. Security is normally not permitted to enter a building for safety reasons, and they normally would call the police. It seemed that there may have been two people, running floor to floor and room to room. At one point, they were directly outside the door of the room we were waiting in. I was certain she was going to walk in, and that big, dumb yellow jacket would come in around the corner, but it never did. All was quiet. We finally watched a security patrol car drive by. There was no police response, and it had been just over an hour since the whole ordeal started. We were in the clear. Let's get back to exploring and shooting. Here's some more photos, and it's weird, eh? It says Devil's Night, which is tonight, and it says Happy Halloween. That's odd. These are just all the pictures inside. And so we explore both wings up to the attic and down to the tunnels, every one of us watching at the windows, listening closely for activity inside and peering around corners before we moved on. Tensions were high, but we stayed calm, aware of our situation and determined to see what we came to see. This says stay out. I think that's a room, maybe. That looks like I'm in jail. Bathroom, perhaps. Somewhere around 11 a.m., we're in the tunnels and Rhythm Rider looks nervous. He heard someone walking on the floor directly above us. They were either still inside or they came back. We decided it was time to pack up and bug out. However, now we could easily run into someone at any point. We decided to take the tunnels all the way to the other side and take an old spiral staircase to the top floor and look for security. We looked everywhere and couldn't spot the security SUV. We decided then and there to pack up and head for a predetermined exit point. As we made our way down the hallway to the doors we had been using all night and morning, we gently pulled on the door to the stairwell down, and it had been screwed shut. Fuck. We moved to the other doors, also screwed shut. They were trying to lock us in, forcing us to call the police to let us out. Oh my God, can you imagine? We moved to the old spiral staircase. They didn't have doors, so we could make our exit that way. As we approached the main level, we see that all the lights were on. They were off last night. We are now in a main area where a maintenance worker or security guard could walk by and see us, so we have to act fast. There's only one door we can exit that doesn't require jumping the 10-foot fence in broad daylight, and Carlo, D-Dog, we're going to go out that way. Rhythm and I decided that's probably where they are waiting for us. I said, let D-Dog and Carlo check. If they text us from outside, we can go out that way. If not, we jump the fence. Within minutes, we heard the sound of footsteps running. Rhythm said, and I said, fuck this, let's go. We run out the door, jump the slippery and wobbly 10-foot fence faster than I ever thought possible. We run for the tree line and look back to see D-Dog behind us and Carlos stuck on top of the fence, parallel to the ground. They both made it out. We meet in the tree line. Sure enough, they gently opened that one door and the security SUV was parked and running right there waiting for us. They're lucky. This was one of the funnest games of cat and mouse I have ever played. I had basically told myself that morning, we're probably going to get caught. I thought of Captain Ronald Spears of the 101 Airborne made famous by a band of brothers. The only hope you have is to accept the fact that you're already dead. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you'll be able to function as a soldier is supposed to function. Without mercy, without compassion, without remorse. All war depends upon it. I was far from the beaches of Normandy. Rhythm Rider was not Captain Dick Winters, and that security guard was not packing a lugger, but when I resolved myself, with the likelihood of being caught, mixed with the confidence that I know what I am doing and I can see us through this, I was able to do what we came here to do, explore this amazing old abandoned asylum that I've been dreaming of for years, and come home with some, hopefully good photos, and an even better story to tell. Thanks for looking. I hope you like the story. Oh, there's even more. It has been 4 years since our legendary visit to this old abandoned asylum in Eastern Ontario, Canada. We knew it would be tricky and risky, but that's what this hobby is all about, right? We have been told that under no circumstances will security enter the building if they suspect that someone is inside. Well, wow, was that information ever wrong? After spending an entire night inside, under near total darkness, we awoke to begin our explore, and it didn't even take 30 minutes for security patrol to somehow know we were inside. At one point, we were hiding in a room, and the security guard was standing directly outside the door of the room we were hiding in. It was one of the most fun games of cat and mouse I ever played. After writing this story, I had been contacted by a security guard who said that my claims of security coming inside were fabricated and that they were not allowed to enter. I can tell you from a second, very, very similar experience that they do indeed come inside should they think there are people trespassing inside. A second evening here resulted in the exact same thing. Security entering the building, wandering the halls looking for us, and again coming within inches of where we were hiding. And again, we escaped without being caught. My second favorite game of cat and mouse ever played. Here's more photos. Four thoughts on Rockwood Asylum for the criminally insane, Kingston Ontario, or exploding. Okay, so this is people that work there and stuff. Okay, this girl says, I worked in a facility in the early 70s. Even then, lobotomies were performed. The pictures take me back to a very dark time in history. Wow. This girl says, that's not true. I work for the company Garda World that does security for Beach Grove, and the old asylum is part of that complex. I know for a fact that they were not nailing anything shut. No way would the company fork over any money to do that maintenance over that building is clearly lacking. No one wants to fork money over for anything, so I know that part of your story isn't true, considering they won't even spring for a first aid kit for many of their sites. They count on no one complaining about it, which is why they get away with it. And no guard will be running after you at all. We're trained not to do that because you could be dangerous. You could be in a group and the guards are rarely even in pairs, not to mention you could have weapons. So we call police to deal with it. We don't do it on our own as we have nothing to defend ourselves with, nor do we have anything to arrest you with. So I know that part to be untrue too. There's also the fact that the guards have to suit up in hazmat suits to even walk around in there. So with the risk of slipping, falling, and injury, it's not possible. Sorry. Good job with the pictures though. Maybe you should strike up a friendship with the guard from the company and see if they'll allow you to tag along with them to take pictures in there sometime. It's the Beach Grove Patrol Guard who would do those, and patrols don't happen in the building at night, only during the day. Although exterior patrols happen frequently at night. Holy, that's a little hoity-toity bitchiness from Melissa there. Thing is, though, even though they're not supposed to go in, you can't for sure say that no one went in there. Either that or it was a ghost. You know what I mean? Now that I think about it, there's a lady down the hall from me once who screamed every night about the demons in the walls and ceiling. Yes, I've been hospitalized for attempted so. Oh, I'm sorry, SD. Yeah, I think that will help. I hope so. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder. I wouldn't doubt it. Hey, Dragon Mama. Hey, Teresa. Oh, you changed your picture. I love it. No, it's okay. No one knows I'm going live. I just kind of did it. This is from a third person. This guy. He says, "City of Kingston. At 4 years old, I was placed in Oh no, I was placed in Rockwood's institution. Then later placed in Beechwood. The bitch that took me tried to kill me. She hit me over the head with a board with a rusty nail and left me to die. I somehow made it, but really, I wish I had died. The years following were hell." Holy shit, that's horrible. In Rockwood and Beechwood, then KPH, I was RAPED repeatedly by staff members. Good looking little boy, they say. Then pull my pants down, and this did hurt me lots. Sorry, guys, trigger warning. The horror I witnessed, kids murdered, mental handicap, RAPED. I remember a girl I liked, she was in the photo. I heard the girl mumbling. Then this fat slop zipping up his pants and turned to me and said, "Get back in your room or I will give you the same." Oh my God. I believe it too. That's a sad thing. I then was placed in a home at 6 years old and lived with the shepherds. That bastard ruptured my private parts. The man of the house violently smashing my head off the wall, punching me in the face and genitals. That is when I decided to use fire to release my anger. That did work. I then left again to the Ropers in Odessa, the fire chief. This was a very abusive home. One day, while slapping me in the face, I told him, "I will burn your house while you're sleeping." His house went to the ground. That was the last time I ever seen him again. I told CAS at that time, if they don't get me out, I will burn their house down. I went to St. Lawrence Youth. Elsa von Hertzberg, director of that home at the time on Queen Street, then to Cassidy, first kid in there. Mike Ozervich, private owner, then later the city of Kingston funded this place. RAPED by Barb Wilson, staff member, beating up by Rick Brooks, molested by Mike, had sex with Barb Wilson, staff member. I was barely 12. Whew. I keep telling myself not again. I am very angry, and there is not a day I'm woken up with nightmares. For the next 40 years, I live a complete life of hell. I remember one day, Judge Magason, I said to him, "You raised me." He replied, "And you have made it miserable for everyone." Go figure. Say that while I had stuff rammed up my bottom at 5 years old. I don't think too kindly of anyone. One time, 12 years old, a police officer put me in a chokehold. O'Connor was his name, and I was knocked out. My innocent of my life was taken, and Kingston covered it all up. Holy fuck, this is bad. They figured I will be in prison all my life. I made it. I now drive Uber in Kingston and well known. However, the harassment of the police had started, and they don't want the devil out of the box. I have hired a writer to expose the truth of Kingston children that were victims of this abuse. I remember in Rockwood and Beechwood, they would shave the natives' hair so they could recognize right away. Furthermore, I have a photo, the little boy in the background playing with the dress that felt like a curtain. This photo was Kingston Press CKWS, I suppose, doing a show as to what to do with the kids. That photo was taken in Rockwood. I am in complete tears right now, almost uncontrollable. This is only a little of 61 years. Keith Klima. I remember everything. I could not talk about this until now. 2 of the kids in the photo did not make it. They were beaten to death. Minister of Justice notified, Mayor and courts, and fucking Trudeau. P.S. I'd like to thank 2 officers that came to my house. I told the officer something and to think about that for a minute. He apologized for my inhuman placement. Thank you from my heart. That meant lots. Police brutally on a minor, cruel and unusual punishment on a minor, breach of trust, serve and protect. In my case, it was served and forgot. The time has come. You will face the law. This guy's name is Keith, and this was posted May 8th, 2022. And then somebody wrote something here. Keith, I am so sorry for what you endured in life, starting at such a young age. I do hope you have had success in a better life and now know that all people are not evil. There are some decent people out there. I realize you would probably rather forget about the past, but maybe you're meant to help other children that may be experiencing now what you went through as a child. Healing comes in all forms. And no, I am not a spiritual person preaching at you, just a person who has experienced my own abuse, nothing like yours, as a child, and later tried to help others that found themselves in similar situations. I'm going to reply back to both of them. Wow. That's heartbreaking. Like, really heartbreaking. Sorry, guys. I didn't know it was going to do this. Yeah, Alberta and Stella, I was just going to say that. And we already know what they did to Indigenous children. Sorry, Alberta. I'm just going to watch the video now. Holy shit. Yeah, I want to reach out. Just, I don't know, say something, anything. And I agree with the person who replied back, saying that they should, I don't know, hopefully they can help others in a situation like that, be a spokesperson or something. I'm wondering if that's what's going to happen. I don't know. But it sounds like they're out for revenge, which I don't blame them. I really don't. Okay, I'm going to put that video on. That was hard. Shit. Hopefully it doesn't, like this video isn't, or hopefully it plays right with this fucking computer. I hope so. I'm sorry, I probably should have skipped over that. You know what though? Because people need to hear it. It's people need to hear this. You know what I mean? I'm definitely gonna reach out. Now my laptop's so much better. If playback doesn't restarting your this fucking thing's crap. It's not my internet, it's this damn computer. Hold on a second. I just want to put it to the end so we don't have to watch the commercials. Hey, come back. There, can I watch it again? That's awesome. I got rid of the commercials. Okay. Oh, no, I didn't. I gotta mute myself. Frigging. That I got rid of it, that they get away with it. Hopefully this video works properly. Okay, I'm just gonna mute myself. Sorry.
All right, make our way up this staircase here. We're still down deep in the tunnels. Deep down, nice and dark. It's quiet down here. It's probably 1 in the morning, I think. It's pretty late. These tunnels are long, dark. Go in here. You got little tunnels that go tunnels. And then, if you want to turn the power on, well, that didn't work. Sometimes you can turn the power on. I think I smell. It's a purple room. Purple nurple room. Some crazy shit in here. It's a crazy place. Lots of nice long corridors. This would have been jail cells. Lots and lots of cells. Lots of wings, different floors.
Holy, that would have been the jail cells. Oh my god. Hey, autistic. You've been sleeping off and off most of the day. Not sure what's. Oh, I'm so sorry. Welcome to my. Welcome to my. absolutely wild that people who are supposed to help children are the ones. I know, and I know exactly where you're coming from too, SD. I get it. I'm with you on that. I'm sorry. I feel really bad. Like it needs to be shown, but I didn't know it was gonna happen tonight. I didn't know that was gonna be a part of this. I'm glad that he said something. I really am. And I really do hope that he can help other children in this situation because you're right, Alberta. This does happen way too often. Way too often. It's gotta stop. I feel sick actually, honestly. This was supposed to be fun. I honestly can tell you right now what I read, what Keith went through. There's no way in fucking hell I'd be here right now. No, no way. Exactly. His story does need to be heard. I didn't want it to be heard tonight. I had no idea it was going to be like that. I'm glad it did though, because he has every right. You know what I mean? Oh my God. I just want to give the guy a hug. You know what I mean? Tell him that everything's going to be okay, even though I know it's not. I have to reach out to him. I do. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm going to say. I'm sorry for starters. And ask him if he's doing any advocacy or anything and if he needs any help, even just, I don't know. I'm a helper and I'm too sensitive. I know that. All right, I'm going to keep playing this. Even the music is making me sad.
Different rooms, cool looking old windows. This is crazy right here. This is original build stuff right here. Stairs going all the way up. This old window. Check that out later. A ghost right there. Take a look outside. See, it's fenced off around the outside. Cool. Let's see where this goes. Pretty fresh raccoon. Oh boy. Oh wow, this goes up high. Round. This is some old stuff. There's raccoon shit everywhere. Oh. This is underground. We are underground. Oh yeah. Yes. These stupid air vents screwing up every one of my shots. Urbex Carlo is with us today, everybody. We get a lot more better shots if these big gray air vents were here. Oh, all right. Still checking out this abandoned insane asylum. Just really nice. There's those clowns down the hallway there. Got some really nice looking wallpaper up here on this place. Look at this really nice wallpaper. That's good stuff. Inside. Not a bad view if you're an inmate. Even better view is across the hallway. If you were an inmate here, you could stay in this room right here. And you're lucky, you can look out this and you can see water. If you can see it. So I move this. I open it. I'm sure the inmates won't talk about it. All right, this floor. Okay, 48-hour challenge. Urbex Carlo's still with me, and the other guys are down there. We're 7 hours in, maybe. I think what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you the difference in some of the different cells. So, like, I'm going to hit pause, and then when I come back, you're going to.
Yeah, you know, I'm thinking with yeah, there's something that well, Frig, I was supposed to do already. We're supposed to do, my partner in crime. This story would be one of the ones to add to it. Yeah, 'cause I agree with Deb. It's yeah, it's a gift, but it's also it can be a curse. That is something I know about my personal. Yeah, yeah, exactly, SD. Yeah, I think this story should be added to what we're gonna do. Unfortunately, a lot of us go through it, whether it be, you know, CAS involved or being in an institution as sick as this one should be burned. Why are people even being paid to be security guards? I would burn this bitch right to the ground. Oh my God, would I ever?
So if you check this room out, this room's got that green paint and then brown tiles. Doesn't look like a very nice room. Doesn't look very comfortable. But that's the difference in one room. Now we'll go see another cell. And then you got this cell, which is a little bit bigger, and it doesn't have the tile, and it's all green. They all have a big window. Every cell in the place that we've seen so far has a big window. So let's see a different cell. So here we're on the main corridor of all the cells. So here's another one. This one's got blue, still pretty small, not quite as high as the other one. I think it's actually green. And then this one's yellow. No sink. This one has no sink. No nothing. Come over here. This one's got a sink. It's got glass, mirror. Then you go across here. This side you got your green cell. You got another green cell. Then you got sort of a pinkish cell. So they're all different colors. See, there you go. You got green, you got pink, yellow. Then you got this big old thing right here where you can probably just sit and look outside. Here's the bathroom. Right here. Public bathroom in the jail. In the asylum, as they call it. In the asylum. Another bathroom. Another cell. Lots of cells. Here you go. Something that you see in every jail or every.
See that right there, the marking off the days. Like that just makes me feel sick to my stomach as well, because we know it wasn't from the jail, it was from these patients. Hey, Crystal. Oh God, you were in it too. I'm so sorry, Caleb. Yeah, I'm with you. I did not. Like, thank God I was not in foster care. I had my own monster at home, and that was my stepfather. Um, yeah, I'm with you. I have the most utmost respect for people who can share. Yeah, I agree. My God, like that just breaks my heart.
Mental hospital that you go to. It's cool. I'm gonna hit stop for now. I'll be back when I find something else cool. Down in the basement. This was looks like a laundry room. This thing not here for cool. So this room here connects to the tunnels. We did the tunnels last night when we got here, but we didn't see this side. Last night was pretty dark. Is the door? Okay, be right back. I gotta go get my flashlight. Perfect, Carlo. Aren't you glad to leave? Door right there. Everybody says, I got my flashlight. Where's my flashlight? I can't even get my flashlight. How did I left it? Still in tunnels. I don't know where it's going to take. Let's just see what happens. Got light here. There we go. Okay. Here. How far? Back here. It's back here. Just like utility rooms and storage rooms and shit like that. What's in this door here? Big metal door. Oops. Big metal door to nowhere. That is. What about in here? Another big door to nowhere. I bet you if I turn this light on. Yeah, look at that. We got power down here, guys. We got power down here. Let's see what's down here. This flashlight's a real pain in the ass. There you go. Let's see what's down here. These tunnels just go forever. So, these guys mind. All right. That's all we have to see here. I'll be back.
All right, well, that was that. Okay, see you later, Artistic and Jagged Mama. Yeah, I think it was unkind for everybody. What I don't understand is because, a lot of people who are willing to foster, I'm going to say at least 90%, they're only there for the money and they're horrible people. And yet they send these kids there. I'm sorry, but as a CAS worker and stuff like that, you have to know that this isn't a proper home just by the way it looks, the way it smells, the way the people dress, the way they act. You know what I'm saying? It's like they just want to throw these kids everywhere and anywhere. Like, I would love to be a foster mom. The kids would be, they would have a great life here with me. The problem is, I wouldn't want to let them go back, and I would lose my shit if I'd give up that child to go back to those parents who abused them. That's why I'm scared to get into it. I want to help, but if I have to, I'd want to keep them. You know what I mean? And I'd be so pissed off if they went back to the family or their parents. I just couldn't handle it. Exactly. Exactly, SD. That is a huge problem for me. It should be a huge problem for them. They're always saying they're overworked. They can never get to everyone on time, but bullshit. Then hire volunteers, then do something, anything. Fuck, I'll work for them for free. If I can save one kid, I'm doing it. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's a lot more people out there like me and you and like all of us in here. Yeah, that's what pisses me off. I knew you were going to say that. Okay, this is really sad. Now I have to have two beautiful children on my own. I could not imagine exactly because you're not a monster. No. I'm going to read one quick short story, and this is from someone's personal view, and it's a Canadian one. So I'm going to read that for the end here and kind of hopefully get our minds off this for a minute. I know I will. I'm going to have nightmares tonight. I always do. When I All right, this one is called Mississauga Ghost, a black mass standing there. The following report was sent into our website by Ryan on May 31st, 2013. This just happened the other night, long after the rest of my family had gone to bed. I had stayed up to read and then around 2 a.m. decided to finally go to bed. I brushed my teeth, changed, etc., and finally threw over the covers to my bed and sat down, marking the page in my book where I left off and setting it down on my bedside table, which is attached to the bed itself, held by screws. I've had this bed for a few years and it's very sturdy. After setting my book down, the entire bedside table broke off and fell forwards onto the ground, causing my book, glasses, and bedside lamp to fall down. In the split second this happened, the lamp, which was on, flickered on and off with an unnatural white blue light, and I saw in the center of my room a black mass, not very big, somewhat standing there before the lamp went out for good. Surprising even myself, I sat there for a few seconds in the darkness before jumping up and running into the hallway to meet my parents, who also heard the noise. Upon inspection, the lamp remains plugged in, the bulb screwed in and not broken. However, when I try to turn the light on, it remains dark. The back of the bedside table also has strange scratch marks at the bottom. How I still sleep in my room baffles me. Yeah, I'd say. This one's called True Ghost Story, Tall Dark Figure, and this was in Niagara Falls, Ontario. The following report was sent into our website by Sean on May 7th, 2013. I am now 18 years of age. When I was around 6 years old, me and my family were living in this small house. I always slept on the couch. I would randomly wake up screaming. My parents never knew why. But this one night, I was just lying awake and I looked towards my sister's room, and all of a sudden, I seen a really tall, dark figure just staring at me. Then I went into her room. I was so scared after that, but nothing else happened after that night until a few years later when I moved into a bigger house. My room was downstairs and my sister's room was upstairs. One night I woke up from my sleep and got some water and laid back in bed. Then all of a sudden I seen a big black figure walk up the stairs. I couldn't believe I seen that same figure, but this time I wasn't scared. Then just recently my sister got her palm read, and the woman said a dark spirit is attached to my sister and is following her. It is so weird how I'm the one that's seen it and my sister hasn't. But my sister was really bad as a teen, so I'm wondering if the spirit was making her make wrong decisions. That's a good theory. All right, I'll read one more. This one's called Dark Figure Haunts Best Western in Salmon Arm. This location is in Salmon Arm, British Columbia, Canada. The following report was sent in to our website by Bill on March 11th, 2013. It's not the Travel Lodge that has this ghost, it's the Best Western Salmon Arm Inn. And I know this because I work there. Room 117 does not get rented out anymore. It is currently used as a storage room. The following report was sent into our website by Josh on March 20th, 2019. A few months back, I was staying at the Best Western in room 105. It was around 1:30 a.m., and I was lying in my bed on my phone as I could not fall asleep. I saw a dark figure come out of the bathroom. I thought nothing of it and thought it was my mind playing tricks on me. About a minute later, I felt a slap on my leg. I was really confused and sort of scared at the same time. Then I saw a dark figure go back into the bathroom area and heard a slight scream that sounded like a young girl. I packed up all my stuff as quick as I could and told the front desk about the situation, and they offered a new room. I kindly declined as I was only staying there one night. As far as I know, the room is still not being rented. Warning, do not trespass. Permission from the location owner must be granted to visit this location. And it says if you have any experience any activity at Best Western in Salmon Arm or at any other location in Canada, please tell us about it. I'm slightly triggered. Yeah, I'm gonna get off of here. I've had enough. I just wanted to kind of end on a ghostly note, I guess. I figured that as much too, SD. It's disgusting. Okay, I apologize this was so heavy, but I hope you guys do try and have a good night. Try and watch something funny. My go-to is Mrs. Brown's Boys. It's on YouTube. She's hilarious. They're great shows. I think that's what I'm going to do. I need to get in a better mood. All right, you guys have a good night, and I'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully in a costume. All right, you guys have a good night. Bye.